channel. My name is Jeanette and I am a high vibrational being, and I'm back with a message for the collective. Hope everybody enjoyed their day. Hope everyone went out, grounded their energy, received some of the healings from the sun, light codes, connected to Mother Earth. It was a beautiful day. I think it went up to 70. I don't know. But it was beautiful. Um, I'm here saying thank you, calling in my Father, the Most High, to please help me channel the messages that I need to channel to the collective at this time. Anything that is not of the highest good, Father, I rebuke and bind it to the blood of Christ and transmute it to the highest light. Um, yeah, so welcome. I do have a message in the Bible for the collective. So I'm going to start off with that. And if you don't want to listen, it's okay. This is not for you. Um, and if you would like to, how you say it, it's not required that you donate to my channel. Um, if you would like to donate to my channel, my Cash App is $BELIEVE 201. And if you like, you could press the check button to like whatever. I don't even know if they have the, oh, they do have the like thing finger there. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't see it in my phone. But I have a word, a message. Spirit told me to read from Psalm 149. Sing to the Lord a new song. Praise the Lord. Sing to the Lord a new song. His praise in the assembly of the godly. Let Israel be glad in his maker. Let the children of Zion rejoice in their king. Let them praise his name with dancing, making melodies to him with turbulin and lyre, tambourines and lyre. Just praise to God every single day. Praise to God, praise to the Most High. Praise to the Most High, because He is the one helping you. He's the one getting you up every morning. He's the one that's giving you the food. He's the one that is putting wisdom, knowledge into your being. He's the one healing you. He is the one that has given you the roof over your head. He is the one helping you throughout all of your challenges in your life. Whatever you're facing at this time, you need to face it and you need to glorify his name, because with him nothing is possible. For the Lord takes pleasure in his people. He adorns the humble with salvation. Let the godly exult in glory. Let them sing for joy on their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their throats. Don't forget who is your Father. And two-edged swords in their hands to execute vengeance on the nations and punishments on the peoples, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute them the judgment written. This is honor for all his godly ones. Praise, praise the Lord. Praise God. Praise the Most High. Praise for him. He gave you another day. He has given you the money that's in your pocket. He has given you your eyes, your hands, your ears, your mouth, your body, your vessel. He has given you your car, if you own a car. He has given you children. Praise to the Most High. and stop being so selfish. Know that without him, nothing is possible. Nothing. He also guided me to read from Proverbs, the entitlement of sinners. Hear, my son, your father's instructions. Forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are a graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in the wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without reason. There are people out there going and attacking innocent people for no reason. Be careful of the people that you are surrounding yourself with. Be careful of your children who they surround themselves with. They are surrounding themselves with wickedness. And I could tell you, I went to the park today. I saw something very disturbing. There were teenagers. There was one couple, a teenage couple, in a children's park. The girl was down on her knees, hiding. The boy had the jacket over his lap. Now, you know the scenario that is going on. The girl popped her head up. I saw her. I went up to them. I said, this is a children's park. Teenagers doing things that are not of the highest good. I don't even know if they know exactly what they're doing. We need to teach our kids better. There are parents that maybe are not aware of what their kids are doing. And this was during the morning time because I was outside in the morning. They're probably cutting school. Do you know where your children are at when they go to school? Do you know who they hang out with when they go to school? Do you know if they're sexually active? These kids were no more than 15 years old. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without reason. Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We shall find all the precious goods. We shall fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot among us. We will all have one purse. People did things for money. They have blood in their hands because they have taken people's lives or took part in it, or they associated themselves with these people. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait of their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy and unjust gain. It takes away the life of its processors. You, the ones that are doing this, the ones that have blood in your hands, you have ambushed your own life. You have caused blood in your hands, but you also have made yourself a target for the Most High God. The call of wisdom. Wisdom cries aloud in the streets, in the markets. She raises her voice at the head of the noisy street. She cries out at the entrance of the city gates. She speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will you suffer delight in the scuffling? And fools hate knowledge. If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you. You need to be open. If you want to open yourself, if you want to get out this cycle of not achieving what you need to achieve in your life, if you feel that you're stuck, if there's something that you are not achieving in your life, there's a reason, there's something, there's people, maybe even your own mindset that is stopping you from reaching this point. Maybe you don't believe in God. Maybe you don't believe in spirit. Maybe you need to open up. Be open-minded and not close yourself up into a square. Allow yourself, allow your mind to expand. Allow your heart to be open. If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you because I have called you and you refuse to listen. God is calling you. You're not listening. You're being distracted by either your phone, either um, indulging in things that, we all have indulged in our lives. No one is better than the other. We all came here to learn. Have stretched out my hand, and no one has needed, because you have ignored all my counsel, and would have none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when error strikes you. When terror strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind. With distress and anguish comes upon you. Then I will call upon, then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. By the time God has been nudging you to reach out to him, God has been showing you things, and he has been doing things in order for you to wake up, and you choosing not to listen. And then when you are in this place, this state that of anguish, he's going to not listen to you because you turned a blind eye to the Most High. You was not grateful and thankful for the things that he has given you. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Will have none of my counsel and despise all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way, and have their fill their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroy them. But whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster. God's children, the ones who are doing the work, the ones who are listening, the ones who are sending out the messages, the ones who are uplifting the collective, the ones who are vibrating at a very high vibration. God is going to save them from the disasters that many of the dark entities are facing at this time. We are all going through karma. We are all experiencing the wrath of God, whether it be, what you put out, what energy you put out, that's what you are going to be receiving. I want to talk about, there was something very disturbing that I watched yesterday, and I watched it on the official, no, this was this morning, I'm sorry. The official King Payne YouTube channel. And it was a story about Mahogany Jackson, the girl who was tortured. Mahogany Jackson recorded her tortured and horrific final moments. Police testify. This is what's going on. Teenagers, they doing drugs. They doing lean, they doing pills, they doing, and these drugs are taking over their vessel. These are spirits that are going inside their vessels. And when their vessels is captured, there are entities that use these vessels to harm and hurt people. Mahogany Jackson, a Birmingham mother, held against her will and tortured for hours before she was killed by a gunshot to the back of her head, was stripped, handcuffed, beaten, spit on, and forced to perform sex act at gunpoint. A detective testified on Monday. The horrifying ordeal was recorded by some of the 8 suspects are charged in the Jackson's death, police testify. 3 of the suspects, Brendan Pope, 24, Francis Ace Harris, 25, and Jeremiah Kodak McDowell, 18, are charged with capital murder during a first-degree kidnapping and capital murder during the first degree of sodomy. Authorities said Monday that Harris is the suspect they believe fired the fatal shot. A projectile was covered from Jackson's head. This is Jackson. Five others are charged with felony murder. Taja Lewis, 26, Sanija McCall, 23, Giovanni Clapp, 23, Blair Green, 25, and Ariana Lachey Robinson, 23. They are also accused of first-degree kidnapping and first-degree sodomy. Additionally, Lewis and Clapp are also charged with second-degree assault for allegedly pistol whipping Jackson. The 3 capital murder suspects are being held without bond. These are 3 of them. The 5 suspects are charged in capital offense appeared Monday before Jefferson County Judge Kechia Davis. After hearing almost 2 hours of chilling testimony, the judge ruled there were no conditions under which the suspects could be released on bond that would keep the community safe or even the suspects safe. The community is outraged, Judge Davis said. Lewis and Green also had their bonds on previous charges revoked. Lewis was discharging a firearm, accompanied building, and Green for burglary. Jackson's mother, Gail Maddox Trottler, was in court for testimony and visibly distraught throughout the proceeding. Obviously, it was another difficult day for the family hearing that testimony, said Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr. We assured them that we are going to do the best we can to bring justice and to hold them accountable for the horrific act perpetrated against Mahogany. This is a marathon, not a sprint, Carr said, of the trek towards justice. The investigation began just before 8 a.m. on Sunday, February 25th, when Jackson's messaged family members that she was being held hostage in an apartment 3 at Serenity Apartment in Southwest Birmingham. She sent her location and told them not to call her, but call the police. Her body was found in the early morning hours on Monday, February 26, under a mattress at an illegal dump site in the 1700 block of Laurel Avenue, is known as Dead Man's Road. Under questioning by Jefferson County Deputy District Attorney Carissa Henrich, Birmingham homicide detective Mark Green testified in detail on Monday at the Anaheim's law hearing about Jackson's ordeal. Green testified that as investigators were at the site where Jackson's body was found, a witness contacted police with details and videos that were taken. The witness told police Harris told him he shot Jackson, and he identified all of those involved in the Jackson's abduction. There were 5 videos in all, said Green. Most of the videos were recorded by McDowell, with portions of them also videoed by McCall. The abduction began at the Macmillan Avenue home of Pope, Green said. Authorities said Jackson arrived at Pope's home Saturday night with several of the suspects, all of whom she knew. One of the videos taken outside Pope's house showed Lewis McCall stomping and spitting on Jackson. Who deserves this? What child? Whose child deserves, what any human being deserves to be treated like this? We need to be taking accountability. Everybody needs to take accountability of their actions, of their thoughts, whatever they're putting out into this world. Everybody needs to be accountable. Jackson was on the ground. Green testified while she was repeatedly assaulted by several of the suspects. The video shows Jackson saying that her attackers had won and to just let her go. In one of the videos, Green testified Lewis was seen taking off Jackson's shirt. Lewis also was videoed dragging the nude Jackson by her hair toward a vehicle. McCall was seen in the video yelling for someone to pop the trunk. Green said, "Clap," he said, was recording at that point. Jackson was then moved to Serenity Apartments where Lewis and McCall were roommates. 4 more videos were recorded, the detective said. Jackson was then shown being forced to perform oral sex on defendant Blair Green. And Louis McCall, the detective said, were holding Jackson at gunpoint, forcing her into the sex act. The sexual assault was taking place in McCall's bedroom. This could happen to anyone. That's why you're being called to hold on to the Most High. Father, God, teach your children about God. Because if not, their souls is being taken, their vessels, subjecting to drugs, subjecting to alcohol, subjecting to gun violence, to street gangs. Clapp, he said, was also present and urging on the sexual assault, saying Jackson better do it. Better do it right. McCall, the detective, said threatening something would happen to Jackson if Blair Green did not enjoy the oral sex. At one point, McCall made Jackson pull down her pants and told McDowell to sexually assault her. There was no testimony indicating another sexual assault took place. All of the suspects were at Lewis' apartment at the time or another while Jackson was being held against her will. Robinson, Detective Green said, got there not long before the ordeal ended, but was seen on videotape getting in Jackson's face and pinning her against the wall. She was reportedly not there during the sexual assault. Suspect Green and Clapp had left at that point. Jackson was taken from Lewis' apartment by Pope Harris and McDowell, the investigator said. Authorities believe she was then fatally shot after sending the help messages to her family. After they left, Lewis, McCall, and Robinson said they went to pick up Robinson's children. She left her children behind. When initially questioned by police, Lewis and McDowell denied any knowledge of the incident. They changed their statement after being shown the videos. Green testified. Attorneys for the 5 felony murder suspects attempted to lessen their client's culpability in the crime. Suspect Green attorney said his client did not touch or harm Jackson while she was being forced to perform, but he was there and he didn't help her and he didn't call the police. You're just as much as guilty as the next person. If you're just watching it happen and you're not calling the police and you're letting this happen, you are as much guilty as they are. Some of the other attorneys admitted their clients may have participated in the assault but not present when Jackson was killed. But they knew that this act was going on. They knew this was happening to this young lady and she was left alone. This was a horrific attack perpetrated against Miss Jackson. Henrich said she was subjected for a period of time to there's really no other way to say it, torture, which has ultimately led her to her death. The nature of these offenses was horrific, Hench said. That was in the ALL.com news on this beautiful soul that was taken, who left her children behind. I believe she had a child, 20 years old. What does it take? What does it take for people to stop? Stop thinking that they could take people's lives. There's a lot of that happening because they are not connecting to God. They're not teaching their children about God, and if they teaching some of the teachings is not the truth. This is happening worldwide, okay? That wasn't only in Alabama, Birmingham, wherever that, I'm sorry, I don't know where. It saddens me. I seen this teenager today outside in the streets. These kids were like 15 years old doing sexual act in the public where there's other children on the other side playing. We have to be accountable for our actions. The state, the law, the have to be accountable as well for putting weapons out in the street, for distributing the drugs to the teenagers. They're the ringleaders. They're the ones putting this out into the collective. They're the ones who are drugging our youth. Yes, they have choices. Yes, 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 they have choices. Yes, yes, they have a choice. But when there are systems that are not placed, or services that are not placed to help the youth, to help, that has been designed to oppress mothers, fathers, children, babies, from resources. The lack of resources that is placed out there, but the resources that is placed out there are the drugs. The resources that are placed out there are the weapons, the guns. The resources that are put out there are the, how you say it, on the media, on TV, the acts, you know, sexual content. Sexual contents that is placed on youth that shouldn't be placed, that they should be learning other things rather than seeing a couple indulging in certain acts. Things like that should be limited to our youth, our children, our babies. But there are predators out there who are putting this out there for a reason, an agenda. They will be facing their own time. They will be facing their own prosecution. They will be facing the wrath of the Most High if they don't change their ways, if they don't change the laws. No child should be having access to no guns. Gun violence is promoted through games, movies, glorifying violence, glorifying the use of illicit drugs. The new world would not. The new world that is being created will not have, will have the gun laws. No youth should have any access to no weapons. The drugs will be a thing of the past, because the drug is being placed by leaders, an agenda, a hidden agenda that has been exposed and will be continued to exposed, because they make money off of lives, people's lives. That's how they make money. They make money off of death of children. Our children in our community. While they sit back and look at how they are controlling you. But when you take back your power, these people have no energy. They don't have no right towards your energy. We need to teach our children the truth. This education system needs to change. I said how funny it is when people, God's people speak the truth, they are called crazy. And I say it's a conspiracy theory when in reality it is true. I speak for myself because I have experience. I am experiencing backlashes for the messages that I receive from my Divine Father and the spiritual realm. But many of our predictions are coming into reality, such as the Illuminati, the message, the music industry, the military, the presidents, and world leaders being reptilians, placing fear on the collective. I know exactly what I'm saying. I know exactly what I'm seeing. I know exactly what is going on. There has to be a change. And God is going to make sure those changes is going to take an effect. I was guided to read something from the Empires of Atlantis, Noah and the Arks. Most people will be familiar with the biblical story of Noah, who warned by God of an impending deluge that would destroy all mankind. Built a giant ship to save himself and his family together with a pair of every living animal. Fewer will know that this story, which forms part of the biblical book of Genesis, likely originated in Mesopotamia almost 1,500 years before the Bible was written. I just wanted to say my condolences goes out to this mother whose child was brutally murdered by the hands of these individuals. I know what it is to lose a child violently. I know what it is for people to keep secrets about the truth, but I know the truth. And I know during trials and everything, not everything is being exposed. But know that there's a God, that He will reveal every person that has taken a life, who has planned to take a life, who has blood in their hands. There will be justice. God is not playing with these people. God is not playing with the hidden principalities, these dark forces that are here. Mark, know thy God. Know that He is going to make sure His children are safe. And my condolences. I know what it feels like, but know your child is safe with the Most High. And her spirit will lead to everyone who has committed an injustice in her life. Everyone is going to, her life will not go unjustified. There will be justice. The same way that video, those detectives were called that time, that same moment that they went to the site, they received that call. That was God's messenger to let them know, that was her spirit, letting the detective know that this act and how everybody was involved. That's how the Spirit of the Most High works through our vessel, through His whistleblowers. Call us what we call us. Call us whistleblowers. Call us snitches. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Every act that you have done will be, the light will be shining on all the injustice. Yes. Lights will be shining on everyone who has blood in their hands. All of the injustice that everyone has done, the sacrifices of humans, of children, will be shine through the light of the Most High, God and His messengers. So it says here, the Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh and the poem of Atrahasis both contain separate flood stories whose earliest composition may date back to the early 3rd millennium BCE. Over 600 world mythologies contained some version of the same account, Noah's Ark, okay, the flood. What truly sets the biblical and Mesopotamian narrators apart from the others, however, is the description of what appears to be a concerted effort for survival involving not only humans, but also plants and animals. Unlike the Greek myth of Pyra and Deucalion, Decalion, I don't know. For example, where the ark was a simple chest that floated over the waters for 9 days before landing on Mount Parnassus. Noah's ark was an enormous vessel comparable to the largest ship of today. Its dimensions were impressive: 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high, or about 150 meters, 492 feet long by 25 meters, 82 feet wide, and 15 meters, 49 feet high. It was made of the enigmatic material gopher, which gave the ark its polished or laminated appearance. According to Genesis, the ark itself was entirely roofed and contained 3 decks. It also possessed a door and a window that could be opened and closed. Jewish legends further add that the interior of the ark was illuminated by precious stones whose light was more brilliant by night than by day. This would prove necessary since the ark was on sail in complete darkness during the 40 days that the flood lasted and the 150 days before the waters began to subside. During all this time, no sun or moon could be seen in the sky. God instructed Noah to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive, along with every kind of food that is to be eaten and stored away. For the flood would destroy all life under the heavens, every creature that has the breath of life. Very similar details were given in the Sumerian flood story. It's just so funny because I had a dream about Moses parting the sea. I don't think I dreamt about the flood. I don't believe I dreamt about the flood. But what I did believe was that I did dream that I was in a cave. I was with my child. And there was water flooding up the world. Big disaster. Then I woke up. This was many years ago. And I recently had these dreams. Believe that I lived in a time where there were floods. We lived in caves. The poem of Antrahasis described the ark as possessing a roof like Apsu, the abyss, so that the sun shall not see inside her. It was roofed above and below in a way that is remnants of a submersible vessel and equipped with a strong gear and firm pinch to give it strength. Another clay tablet described it as being round, with equal length and breadth. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, its dimensions were given as 120 cubits long by 120 cubits wide, 60 meters by 60 meters, or 197 feet by 197 feet. It contains 6 covered decks divided into 9 compartments. Even more astonishing dimensions are given by Berosus, who stated that the length of the ark was 5 stadia, or nearly 1 kilometer, 0.6 miles. The same author claimed that the parts of the ark could still be seen on the Gordian mountain of Armenia. Also of interest is the belief in the fact that the ark came to rest on a high mountain summit after the flood, whether it is the Mount Ararat of Genesis, Mount Nisir of Mesopotamian tradition, or Mount Malaya of the Hindu Masatya Purana. What these mountains have in common is that they all reach altitude of between 2,500 feet and 3,000 feet, 1.5 and 1.9 miles. This was neither the level reached by the water during the flood or a measure of the geological upheavals to which these mountains were subjected within the last 1,200 years. I say this to say history was told differently. History was not told in a correct form. There was a lot of things that is hidden from the collective that they have no idea. They believe whatever man tells them, whatever they believe, whatever man tells them, that's what they take. Don't take people's words for value. Ask God for the truth. Ask God for the truth, and He will tell you. I feel the pain of those who are lost. And I'm just letting you know you're not lost. You're lost in your own head. Don't let these people manipulate you, control you like you're their puppets. That's how they want you to submit to their ways. Know that you have a God. They're not gonna take care of you. They're not. They're not. They're not gonna take care of you like God is gonna take care of you. Don't be afraid to seek the Most High. There's a lot of things that's going to happen in this world. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, and it's not to scare you. It's to awaken you up. Know who you are. You are a child of God. Don't be fooled by priests that take money from the people and give them nothing in return. They're supposed to have housing for the homeless. They receive money from supporters, leaders. They're not at service. Some of these, they're not providing the care. They're not providing the funds, the food, the shelter, the programs. They're not. They at service to self. They're not at service to others. Know your worth. You need to start studying. You need to expand your knowledge. You need to look into different cultures, different belief systems. Not saying that you're going to submit to them, but be open to them. I don't go by any religion. I go by the Most High God. Just because I have this up here doesn't mean that I submit to this. I don't worship this. I worship God, the Most High. These are my ancestors. Okay? These are my spiritual team, the archangels, the ascended masters, the galactic family. I'm a star seed. I'm a light worker. I know who I am, and I do not submit myself to any scripture, anything that is not of God. I'm universal. I'm not closed-minded. You cannot judge people by the color of their skin. You cannot judge people because of their social economic backgrounds. You never know who you are talking to. There are angels here in human form that have been attacked by these dark entities because they know who exactly we are. Some of us, some of these angels never survived. They didn't survive. Tupac didn't survive. Martin Luther King didn't survive. Many that knew the secrets, that knew if they were to connect, they had the ability to connect. They were given a chance to connect, become very powerful leaders. But these dark principalities knew who they were. But everything is designed the way God has meant for it to be designed. Everything was meant to happen the way exactly how it is. Exactly how it is. For each and every one of us. It's meant to teach us. It's not meant to hurt one another. It's for us to look within ourselves. What is it that I need to change? What is it that I need to make better? So that way I could make myself better and my family, generations to come after. Who wants to be living in a world where full of drama, full of illnesses, when you don't have to live that way? You don't have to live that way. You could heal yourself. Find counsel in yourself. Go within. You have that intuitive, that third eye wants to awaken. So that way you could see clearly exactly what is going on around you. Your connection to the Most High, your mind, body, and soul is your connection. To your higher self. There's a message here for you. I keep my own counsel. There's a message. Mayat. That's the goddess of truth. Mayat, as a living principle, is the embodiment of order. And in living in this principle, our daily experience becomes a personification of fairness, truth, and balance to circumvent chaos through actions that are just. Just being the key word as it is defined by the unbiased equilibrium. To die is to stop living, but to stop living is something entirely different than dying. In the Egyptian book of the dead, when a soul enters the underworld of Duat, the heart is placed on a scale to be weighed against the feather of Mayat as the measure of the actions and inactions of our lifespan. That's the karma. Actions. Karma. Before the heart can be weighed, the deceased would have to recite the 42 negative confessions of Mayat as taken from the papyrus of Ani. What was not done would have equal bearing to what was done, justification of the life lived being perceived by how closely the soul aligned with Mayat laws of harmony. Negative confessions. I have not committed sin. I have not committed robbery with violence. I have not stolen. Those are negative, 42 negative confessions. Somebody here has done so much. I have not stolen grain. I have not purloined offerings. I have not stolen the properties of the gods. I have not uttered lies. I have not carried away food. I have not uttered curses. I have not committed adultery. I have made none to weep. I have not eaten the heart. Example, I have not grieved uselessly or felt remorse. I have not attacked any man. I am not a man of deceit. I have not stolen cultivated land. I have not been an eavesdropper. I have slandered no man. I have not been angry without just cause. I have not debauched the wife of any man. I have not debauched the wife of any man. Repeats the previous affirmation but addressed to a different God. I have not polluted myself. I have terrorized none. I have not transgressed the law. Have our leaders done a lot of this? Yes. I have not been worth. I have not shut my ears to the words of truth. I have not blasphemed. I am not a man of violence. I am not a stirrer up of strife or disturber of the peace. I have not acted or judged without undue haste. I have not pried into matters. I have not multiplied my words in speaking. I have wronged none. I have done no evil. I have not worked witchcraft against the king or blasphemed against the king. I have not. I have never stopped the flow of water. I have never raised my voice, spoken arrogantly or in anger. I have not cursed or blasphemed God. Blemishment, I don't know how you say that. I have not acted with evil rage. I have not stolen the bread of the gods. I have not carried away the canful cakes from the spirits of the dead. I have not snatched away the bread of a child, nor treated with contempt of my city. I have not slain the cattle belonging to the gods, whose heart is lighter than a feather. Who can say they have not committed those sins, those 42 sins, these negative confessions of Mayat? The law of Mayat may find its closest correspondence in the Tao, as the Tao, Tao, is believed to be the underlying natural law of the universe. Know your laws. Know the spiritual laws. Know the laws of man is so corrupted because they don't follow the laws. Okay? They don't even follow God's laws. Yin and yang never been separate, as equal and interconnected as the heart and feather on the scales. In living in the ideal of keeping your own counsel, it is important to ask yourself who you are behind closed doors when no one is watching and you are left to your own devices, acting only as the perceiver, not the perceived. Do your actions remain balanced in what you do? Who are you and how you live? Have you asked yourself, are you one way outside and inside you're a totally different person? Then you're not your true self. Do your actions remain balanced in what you do, who you are, and how you live? Does what you do not do have the same intentions as what is done? Keeping your own counsel is practicing mindfulness in each moment by paying attention to your behavior and remembering to remain in alignment with truth, whether you are the object of perception or the object who perceives. It is understanding that chaos and contrast gives birth to clarity. And order is found in when we are met with and triumph over disorder. The principle of Mayat, the nature of the Tao, invincible forces that governs all of what is visible, have a timeless wisdom that has tickled through parables, fairy tales, myths, and mystical manuscripts from all ages. May we be reminded of the story of Joseph, the Kenite, or Joseph of the Technicolor Dreamcoat of modern days, as a permanent figure in both the Bible and the Quran, and the hologram bringing color to the prisms of the human story. A seer, a sage in her own sight, represented by his coat of many colors, and the preferred miracle child of his parents, Joseph. revel, revelatory dreams became visions made manifest. This enraged his older brother because they felt as though he perceived himself to be above them. And out of anger, they sold him into slavery. Do you remember that story of Joseph and his brothers? Joseph was brought to Egypt and became slave to the Potiphar, captain of the Pharaoh guard, but quickly advanced to servant and then superintendent. When the Potiphar's wife, Zuleika, made a romantic advance on Joseph and he denied her, she became angry and falsely accused him of rape. Then Joseph was thrown into prison. Not the Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and the baker shared Joseph's cell with him. Both suffered from powerful nightmares, which Joseph was able to interpret. He surmised that the messages of the dreams were that the chief cupbearer would be freed, but the chief baker would be hanged. His accurate predictions caught the attention of the Pharaoh, who himself had been suffering from unresolved dreams. And after Joseph again accurately predicted the same astral revelations, 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine, the Pharaoh freed Joseph, made him chief vizier, and renamed him Zapanath Pania. I don't know how you say that word. In the second year of famine, Joseph's brother was sent to Egypt to buy goods, but did not recognize him when standing in his presence, as so many years had passed since they had deceived him. The story keeps popping up, the story of Joseph. Joseph that was sold into slavery by his own brothers. Somebody here. Your life is a representation of the story, Joseph, that your family has betrayed you. Anger entered Joseph's heart, and he wanted revenge. However, redemption was found through forgiveness. And eventually he made peace with his brother and reunited with his family under the blessings of the Pharaoh. Essentially, all lived their own versions of a happily ever after. If Joseph hadn't been thrown into slavery and forced to use his mind, this is what I'm saying. We have been enslaved for such a long time. We have to release ourselves, our mental slavery. They have oppressed us. We have to release ourselves. Stop thinking. Letting these mere mortals dictate to you your life. However, redemption was found through forgiveness, and eventually he made peace with his brother and reunited with his family under the blessings of the Pharaoh. Essentially, all lived their own version of a happy ever after. If Joseph hadn't been thrown into slavery and forced to use his mind, heart, morals, and intuition to go from slavery to vizier, perhaps all would have starved when the eventual famine found its way to the land. And the virtue of humbleness may have never entered the hearts of not only Joseph, but his brothers as well. The constellation of keeping one's own counsel comes when the idealized human understands that the mysteries of faith and manifestations of dreams both spring from the same well, all-knowing, interconnected minds that is present in every mess and memory. Contrast constructs consciousness, and consciousness, like a rubber band once stretched, never returns to its prior dimensions. Uselessness being found not in what is more, but rather what is. Console. Wow. My yacht came out. There will be justice. You act respectfully of others. You're very respectful to others people's opinions, others people's beliefs. You're very respectful. The perennial golden rule of doing unto others as you have done unto you has withstood the test of time as a simple reminder to treat others as you like to be treated. This goes from the leadership, this goes from the top, from the president, from military to any leadership role. This goes from religious leaders as well. This goes from family. Everyone should be accounted for how you treat people. You are accounted. You are responsible. Your morals, your values, your respect, how you treat others. Respect is the operative word for the golden wisdom. It is through the admirations of others as a reflection of self that we are reminded to embody and encode this conduct into our consciousness as our own moral codes. The samurai of medieval Japan lived by written code of conduct and morals known as Bushido. The 6 virtues of this code were courage, benevolence, politeness, loyalty, control, and honor. Honorably respecting and appreciating all life was of the utmost importance for these warriors of days gone by. You are the master and the commander of your mind. And how you choose to conduct yourself is either as a beacon of benevolence or a mirror of malevolence. When we remember to reflect light and remain involved in loyalty to the great esteems of virtue, we merge the heart with the mind and can find beauty in every walk of life. As we travel through life courageously. Qual is fires of ego. When we meet with perceived disrespect, not all seek to advance on the path of embodiment. Not all have awakened to similar desires. Judge not. Love more. And let those who are sleeping dream. Remember to live lucidly within your own conscience, imaginations, flowing, not fighting. Manners are habits, the outward bearing of a person, but also a style of art of literature. When our outward bearing is that of respect, the art of our life is in what we create and cultivate by the lives and moments we touch. We are living tessellations, a perfected pattern within the puzzle of perception. when our conduct acting as a conduit of the golden rule applied. Living this ideal allow us to pass pure positive energy to all we encounter and perennially leave a lasting impression. Wow. Wow. Thank you, spirits. Thank you for the message. I am humble. 555 on the clock. You're humble. You are connected to everything that is. I am humble. There's a message. Let's see. These don't have numbers, so bear with me as I look for the page. I am humble. 39. I am humble. The virtue of humbleness is the embodiment of the ideal of gentle confidence. This tender certainty pays homage to the notions that you are a part of the all, a living, breathing consciousness within creation, an amalgamation of every element, a child of the earth, a silver of the stars. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. It is advisable to remember the humble wisdom in modesty, because every living, breathing consciousness is a part of this all, and every creation within creation is a part of the all. We are all the same. We all came, we are all one consciousness. The humble human is aware that pride is a dangerous path, and it is far better to embody. I am humble than to be constantly emit energies that can be perceived as a need to prove something to or call for recognition and or social acceptance. Through the idealization of being humble, the activity embody quiet confidence, a keen sense of compassion manifest. One second. Uh, The transparent container which houses conceit is a boundary built on a subconscious foundation of inadequacy. In seeking knowledge for material worth or purely superficial pursuits, one is displaying a lack of conscious connection as peace is replaced by a need for approval. In embodying an energy of conceit, you subconsciously empower darkness by separating yourself from light, selfishly believing that you are above all others. Remember the tale of the emperor, new clothes, for the antithesis of humbleness. A wealthy man had everything but needed to always be ahead of all others. Yet they was served his timeless lessons and exposed to the public. Somebody's going to be publicly exposed for their needed to always be ahead of all others. The moral of the myth revealed that the soul is always transparent in its actions and behavior, no matter what you're wearing. You are naked in your authentic truth, or are you covered in lies spun from the finest fabric? A humble heart needs nothing more than what they already are. We don't need fine clothes, fine linens, fine nothing. We bear naked our true selves, and we stand in our power. And we are the light to those in darkness. We came from darkness, and we went into the light. One blessing. I give blessings. Spirit gives blessings. See the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. I give blessings. I give blessings. Where is that? I haven't read this, done these cards in a while. Number 35. We was 39, now we back to 35. Some believe that the act of prayer is when you speak directly to all that is, while meditation is when the all that is speaks directly to you. Hold on, I need water. Regardless of your faith or philosophy, opening the portal to find communion and communication with divine creative energy can be an act that provides clarity of consciousness and at the vast least inner peace. The very chord of prayer and meditation sounds a similar symphony to the notion of giving blessings or casting spells. To give a blessing is to bestow goodness on others, enticing divine will, while casting a spell is an attempt to attract what we will by enticing the divine. The Egyptian Book of the Dead, over 200 spells for the spiritual traveler making their way through the afterlife in hopes of passing through the eternity or the next stream of life. Each spell would either offer protection, power, safety, information, or navigational tools for the voyage through the underworld of Duat in preparations for the weighing in of the heart in the hall of judgment. The 26 negative confession of Mayat. The traveler professed, I have not shut my ears to the word of truth, which in the sense of Mayat relates to the notion of balance. In order, balance, order, and harmony. To have foresight, to listen to the word of truth is awakening life, while also offering harmonious words is to lighten the load of the heart before the journey into the next life stream. Applying the ideals of giving blessings and living in a blessed state of consciousness can be activated in the awakened individual when channels of communications, communion, loving kindness, and creativity find their synergy in intentions. And when intentions is imbued in every action, the gap is bridged from heaven to earth. To actively give blessing to the people, places, the potential of time passage is to empower. Potentiations of time passage is to empower a field of protection over the hours occupied by humanity and to evoke light when it is needed, necessary, or not expected. When feeling challenged When conflict, transform the conflict with consciousness by offering a blessing instead of a curse. Weave your words and thoughts with golden intentions and transmute the heart of the world with power of your own. When feeling uncertain, evolve uncertainty into faith by blessing unpredictably with protection and empowered vision. The pure embodiment of I give blessing is to remember to share blessings with all, in all ways, even to those you may not at first deem worthy or worth it, because judgment is left to the next journey. Keep your heart light by removing the veil of judgment and loving all, free of the lenses of separation. Holding blessing in your mind and gentle visualize nurturing the words as though they are their own life forces. Fragile visions may at first appear faint, but at applying the mind's heart, will, and intentions, blessings offered become blessings allowed and with divine direction. Peace on earth and goodwill to all may be spelled into the next chapter of the book of life. I love you all and I thank you all for your support, your likes, your comments. Don't forget to stay in the light. Bless. I know many have lost loved ones through tragic events. Remember, nothing is solved through anger. Everything is transmuted with forgiveness. Forgive those who have hurt you. Don't hold on to any pain. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve your soul, your body, your mind. Find forgiveness. I know it's not easy. But when you have faith in the Most High, let Him be the judge. Let Him do the work for you. Let Him fight your battles. You just stay in prayer. Stay healing yourself and believing that whatever's going on in your life, you'll make it through with the power that you have within your soul and in your spirit and in your heart. You transmute all those negative energies into unconditional love for yourself. I love you all. Keep your heart as light as a feather. The law of Mayat was very much present here and it spoke volumes. I think everything integrated into this message from the beginning to end. I love you and I thank my Father and all my angels and my Ascended Master, my Galactic Friend, my deities, my Spirit. I love you all and I thank you. Namaste. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I don't know why it's over here.